Hello, good morning. My name is Mr. Lucky. I'll be your online mathematics teacher. Today we shall consider angles and polygons. What did I say? Angles and polygons. Angles and polygons. I'd like you to give me your attention. All right. Now, there are principles that will guide you through this. Through this class, and these principles are regarded as theorems. Okay, now let's see theorems that we need to consider. Okay, now let's see theorem 1. Theorem 1, angles and polygons. Theorem 1 is angle on a straight line is equal to the sum of angles on a straight line is 180 degrees. The sum of angles on a straight line is equal to what? 180 degrees. What do we mean by that? For instance, if this is a straight line, these are angles: angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D. Are you following me? Therefore, the meaning is that sum of angles on this straight line, that is A plus B plus C plus D, must give you what? 180 degrees. Okay, now that's all. Alright, that's the meaning of that. That is, for instance, if this is center O and this is P, Q, R, S, T. Are you with me? Now, don't forget, it is easier for you to get a triangle here. Yes or no? Yes. A triangle here. Yes or no? Yes. A triangle here. Yes or no? Yes. And then another triangle here. Yes or no? Yes. Definitely. You can now say that angle PQ, that is, when you have something like this, angle POQ, that is angle POQ is representing A, plus, that is angle POQ is representing this A. Then angle QOR is representing this, plus the one for this ROS plus angle SOT. This angle at the center is equal to what? 180 degrees. That is it. Okay. Now another theorem is theorem 2. Theorem 2 is that angle at a point. Okay, let's start with this. Vertically opposite angles are equal. Vertically opposite angles are equal. Vertically opposite angles are equal. What do we mean? For instance, when we have these angles here, all right? Now, if here is A, B, C, and D, all right? Once they are vertically, and this is our P, Q, R, S. Okay? Once they are what? Vertically opposite, then they are what? They are equal. That is, A will be equal to C, and D will be equal to what? B. Or B will be equal to D, and C will be equal to what? A. Therefore, you have A to be equal to what? C, and also B, D is equal to what? B. Alright? Now, let's now come up here. Another one is sum of angles at a point is 360. Number 3, theorem 3. Sum of angles at a point is 360 degrees. What are we saying? Theorem 3. Sum of angles a point is what? 360 degrees. Sum of angles at a point is equal to what? 360 degrees. Now, for instance, at a point, for instance, let's say we have, this is a point that we are talking about. It means all this revolve around a circle. So it means sum of those angles. For instance, if this is A, B, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Are you with me? If it means A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F plus G plus H must give you what? 360 degrees. Now, another theorem. Theorem 3. Theorem 4. Alright? When a transversal cross parallel, when cross parallel or crosses parallel lines, when the transversal crosses parallel lines, the corresponding angles are equal. The corresponding angles are equal. When a transversal crosses parallel lines, the corresponding angles are equal. The corresponding angles are equal. For instance, if these are parallel lines, what are parallel lines? Parallel lines are lines that will not meet. Are you there? They are lines that go straight, okay? So there's no way they can meet, okay? So these are parallel lines. And then when a transversal, this is a transversal, if it crosses the parallel lines, then these corresponding angles, if you have A here, okay? here, let's say this is B. It means therefore A will be equal to B. Why? Because this transversal is what? Is crossing the what? The parallel lines. Are you following me? So the principle is that the angle here will be equal to what? The angle here. Okay? Even the angle here will be equal to the angle here. Alright? The angle here will be equal to the angle here, while the angle here will also be equal to the angle here. Now let's say, and so on and so forth. Okay? So let's take another theorem. Please, you must write all this in your mathematics note. Please note that. And then you have another one. When a transversal crosses, when a transversal crosses, when a transversal crosses parallel lines, alternate angles are transversal crosses parallel lines.
Is that theorem 5?
Theorem 5. When a transversal crosses parallel lines, then the alternate angles are equal. It's just like what I've written here already. Okay, I've done corresponding angle here. These are corresponding angle. Okay, so alternate angle. For instance, if you have something like this. Okay, now this is A and this is B. Okay, so parallel lines. Now these are equal. That is, A is equal to B. This is parallel lines. Okay, very good. Let's take example e.g. This is G, C, and then E. Now, look at this. It is easier to say there are different ways to go about this, but you are left to now find how many variables. 1, 2, 3, that is E, C, and D. However, so it's important for you to now consider them one after the other. Look at this. If you take this as straight line, if what you have here is this 52, and then you have D. This is angle on a straight line, yes or no? So it means, what's the sum of angle on a straight line? Sum of angle on a straight line is equal to what? 180 degrees. Okay, so therefore, D plus 52 degrees must give you what? 180 degrees. Alright? Now, if this is giving you 180 degrees, so what's our D? So therefore, D is equal to what? Now, you know you will collect light terms. This one, you bring it to meet 180 degrees, okay? So, but it's plus here. When it crosses this equal to, it becomes minus. So, you are 180 degrees minus 52 degrees. So, your D will be what? What will your D be? Your D will be 128 degrees. Your D is equal to 128 degrees. Your D is 128 degrees.
Yes.
Your D is 128 degrees. And then you can easily get, now if you look at D, now let's take the other one. If you want to consider D and C, let's say this is our straight line, okay? And then this is our D. What's our D now? 128 degrees. In fact, without saying that, corresponding angles, look at this. The angle here will be equal to the angle here. Yes or no? Very good. So it means we will say C equal to what? 52 degrees. This is what? Corresponding, in bracket, you say corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Alright? Now, you can easily get E also. What is our E? Look at this. The angle here is equal to this. That's why you have C to be equal to 52. Are you following me? Now, the angle here also will be equal to this corresponding angles. So if D is 128, what's our E? E will also be what? 128 degrees. It's also what? Corresponding angles. Alright? Now let me take one more example. Let me take one more example. If you have find W, X, Y, and Z. We have to find W, X, Y, and Z. We have to find W, X, Y, and Z. Now look at this. These are corresponding angles. Yes or no? Now, if this place is 124, it means here will be what? 124 degrees. Alright? Now, if you have here to be equal to 124 degrees, here will also be what? 124 degrees. So y is equal to what? 124 degrees. Corresponding angles. Now, Another transverse, these are parallel lines. Now, this is a transverse line that cuts it. Are you following? So now, if a transverse line crosses this, now, if you have y to be here, alternating angles, they will also be what? Equal. So if y is equal to 124, what would be w? W will be 124 degrees. Correct. So that corresponding, alternating alternate angles. So it means W is what? 124. If W is 124, you can easily get X. Angle on a straight line. This is a straight line, yes or no? Very good. For instance, let me clean this. Now, if you have, for instance, let's say this is our W, and this is our what? This is our W, this is our X. And what's our W? W is what? 124. You can easily get this angle. That's angle on a straight line, yes or no? So you know that W plus X must give you 180 degrees, yes or no? Very good. So it means you have, what is W? 124 plus X must give you 180 degrees. Alright? So it means you collect like terms. X is here. This one, you go and meet your family. So you have 180 degrees. This is positive. When it crosses the equal to, it becomes what? Negative 124 degrees. So what's your X? Your X will be 180 minus 124. What will you get? 6, 5. You have what? 56 degrees. It means your X is equal to what? 56 degrees. Okay? Now you now have what is left. You have what? Z left. Are you following me? Now this is a quadrilateral. Now sum of angle in a quadrilateral. That's another theorem. Theorem 6 now, okay? Sum of angles in a quadrilateral is equal to what? 360 degrees, okay? Now, quadrilaterals are angles